I mean, CNN Money article this week, new housing boom. They're predicting, and they talked about the building market, the financing. They're predicting values to go back up to peak levels as soon as 2015. At least Barclays Capital, who was featured in the article. I'm not saying CNN Money is, but they printed the article. So, you know, it's interesting when we see this, and I don't know if I necessarily completely agree with that, but we're starting to see that activity in that core price range, that mid-level price range that just, I mean, literally, it's just, you know, stuff flying off the shelf.
One of the factors that I tend to think is understated out there is, you know, with as low as rates are, everyone knows rates are low, but a lot of times they really don't know just how low they are, you know. And then, so when we have people call us, you know, there's always that moment where they're like, "Are you serious? Like, that's all it costs?" I was like, "I promise you." There's like that's it. And that's a 15-year term. I'm like, "Yes, you can get this home on a 15-year term, you know, for X amount of dollars." And what I think is happening is, yes, you have supply and demand working out there, but a big factor too is a first-time home buyer right now, they can buy a home and pay less than they pay in rent. I mean, they save money. Well, so even if values drop and you're saving money compared to where you would have been, yeah, I don't know how you can mess that up.
Let's talk about it. You know, there was an article out of Minnesota this past week. Some young first-time home buyers are skipping the starter home. You know, and Andre talked about it. We've talked about it. And again, when you see that happening, sometimes it's good advice. You know what? If you know all the competition's in the, you know, $100,000 to $200,000 range, and those are the homes flying off the shelf, can you squeeze out buying a $300,000 home or get a better deal because there's not as much competition?
Right.
When it all factors out, yeah, a lot of times you can. You're going to maybe save a little bit off of asking. And if you look at the statistics in Tampa, you see that there's, you know, the list to sell price ratio is more in favor of the buyer as you climb the price chart.
Correct. There's more price elasticity at the top there.
Right.
So yeah, you know, and anyone that knows me will tell you I'm a conservative guy, and I would never advocate anybody to go out of their comfort zone and buy this massive home that's going to cost all this money. But what happens is people put in their mind, okay, this is my value that I want to buy a home at. You know, this range. Maybe it's 150, maybe it's 200, who knows? And I always tell them, like, I say, look, you know, you need to do whatever you feel comfortable with for you and your family. But let's just go through this exercise. I'm going to show you what it would be for a $300,000 home, because the rates are so low. They're always astonished that the payment just simply does not move nowhere near where they thought it would move to.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say? I mean, what are you locking in people right now? Good credit scores on 30-year fixed, and then what are you doing for 15-year?
30s are in the low threes right now. Like, for example, if someone's an FHA buyer, 3.5% down is the down payment, 3.25%, and there's no cost in that loan as far as there's no lender fees or nothing like that. There's no points, nothing like that at all. In fact, a lot of times they actually get a credit to apply towards other costs. So when you run numbers at that, I mean, it's just astonishing. You know, when you see what it would cost, it's just nothing.
What are 15-year rates looking like?
Yeah, on conventionals, we're seeing 2.875.
Remarkable.
You know, I mean, that's a fix. That's no points. That's no fee. You know, it's just you know.
So let's talk about the Tampa real estate statistics. You know, we've been talking about this for a while. The last several months, we've seen prices continuing to climb month after month after month, and finally we have a month where it stopped. We had a little crash. You know, our average sale price in Tampa went from about 176 to 169 from August to September. So it's but again, keep in mind that 169 for September is up about 10%. No, excuse me, about 6% over last year's September number. And some of it's seasonal. You know, you got the kids coming back in school, and September's not always a fantastic real estate month. You know, it's usually not one of the better months, but the end of the year tends to be a little bit stronger in Florida than people give it credit for, because you have an influx of population. You have people trying to buy before the end of the year. You have the people that missed the market in the summer. But so our average sale price down to 169,274. You've got 1,798 sales, which is pretty close to what we did last year. But we're continuing to see low inventory, 3.9 months of inventory, and average days on market, 82 days for the average on days on market. So local Tampa real estate statistics, you know, still continue to show a good continuing trend.